So you're getting out of the military and you're trying to figure out like, what is my step? What do I need to do? Who do I need to call? Definitely not Ghostbusters, but there is a process to get out. And I hope this helps you figure out how to move on to the next step of your life with very little worries and hiccups. All right, so the first thing you need to do is you need to commit to the process, because there is 100% a process. This process could be as long as you want, but you can start it 360 days prior to you actually getting out, that EAS date. But you do need to commit. However, there are some things that you can do to help you facilitate in the event that you change your mind, you want to stay back or go back in. You can put in a reenlistment package. All right. So for those of you enlisted, you can put a reenlistment package. There's nothing wrong with that as you're transitioning out in the event that you change your mind. This package still needs to get approved depending on the military branch as well as the job that you actually do. That's going to give you some life as far as how quickly things are going to happen for you in that reenlistment process. Also, in the event that you don't want to reenlist for another 4 years, you can always extend. This is a monthly contract that you're able to do, be it a month or 36 months. I've personally done a 36 months to execute orders for special duty, as well as coming to this station. I actually had to extend, which is my final, I guess this is my final hurrah, so to speak, and before I retire. But yeah, I definitely extended a few times, not because I was getting out, just because that was the process that was more seamless for me to do rather than reenlisting. So yeah, even if you get your reenlistment package back and it's approved, you don't have to reenlist. There is going to be that emphasis that you should, because you wasted people's time. But remember, this is you. You got to be selfish at this point. It's all about you. The individual who actually might sign on that dotted line, it's all about you. So if you want to still get out, but knowing that you were qualified to reenlist, that does help ease the mind at some point, because you have 30 days to sign that paper. On the 29th day, at the very last minute, you can sign that paper and boom, you're reenlisted. So there you go. There's something that you can do to alleviate some of the worries that you might have about exiting the military tomorrow versus having that backup plan. There's nothing wrong with having this backup plan to reenlist. There's other things that you can do as far as backup plans, but this is like one of those more solidified plans when you do put in a process. Well, let's back up. If you are 100% qualified, which the career retention specialist will tell you you're pretty qualified to reenlist, there's a good chance you'll get approved. So that in itself is pretty much a guaranteed plan that'll work out for you in the event that you change your mind or things aren't working out as you thought they would work out in the civilian community with job interviews and whatnot. All right, so let's talk about the transition program. Transition Readiness Program, better known as TRS. You have to do this. This is the program that you can do 360 days from the time that you're supposed to EAS. It is a DOD requirement. All members must attend this in order to have the ability to get out. DOD requirement. If you don't do this, a good chance that you'll have to extend in order to do this process. I've seen it happen time and time again. It is something that no one should have to do as far as like being forced to do something. But I'm telling you, this is one of those programs that the military has put out, DOD has put out, that enables you to see just how ready you are, the different resources that are available to you, the things that you can take advantage of. Also for networking purposes, a great program. Again, 365 days from the time that you're EAS, you can start this process. This is one of those things that, again, can get you caught up. If you don't do it, your commander or the individual who oversees the program for your respective unit has to sign a piece of paper that says that you went through the whole entire process, you're ready to transition. They sign this document. That same document is what enables you to get your DD-214. So if you don't do this process, TRS, Transition Readiness Program, there's probably zero chance that you'll get that DD-214. I'm not saying that it's 100% you won't get it, but it's going to be pretty difficult to get it. All right, so this is kind of like off the beaten path that is going to allow you to have some more confidence in you getting out, because you'll know exactly what you have getting out. And that is the benefits.va.gov. This link is going to help you. Go below, click on it, explore. You'll need a login, but this link is benefits.va.gov. This is the same spot where you can find out, one, the eligibility that you have on your GI Bill, how many months you have, or if you're even eligible. Two, your healthcare, pension. You can check on your VA home loan eligibility that's going to allow you to get your certificate of eligibility. You'll need that in order to continue the process of getting a home loan through the VA. Great place to really facilitate, a clean exit. This is also the same place where you can go to file your VA claims before you get out. You can start that process. I don't know why it's 180 days, but it is 180 days. You can start that process of filing for your VA. You can start that process then, and that if you start it within 180 days to 90 or 90 to 180 days in that time gap before you EAS, you can get a disability percentage that's going to have you, I think for me, it's going to allow me to feel more comfortable as far as what I'm going to be getting back from the VA as a disability claim, as well as that percentage, which also amounts to how much money you're gonna get. So there's definitely a direct tie into your financial knowledge that you'll have by doing this sooner. And this is where you can start that process. I would love to show you, but the link is below. Explore, and this will give you some life as far as what you can do for yourself to remain on top of things. All right, so the next thing you can do. All right, the next thing you can do within the 180 days, and this one is great if you went to the TRS program, because you will find out that you can do this thing called Skill Bridge. And what is Skill Bridge? Skill Bridge is something, again, 180 days. I don't know what's 180 days, but you can start the process sooner than that, and you can execute within 180 days for the respective Skill Bridge. Skill Bridge is a DoD approved internship that you can do with companies like Google, Amazon, Cummings, and other big name companies that have been approved by DoD. What this allows you to do in the hopes of not just being an intern, but having your military experience, collaborate with that company. They teach you some know-hows, and if they like who you are as a person, there's a direct opportunity to have been employed after the exit of your EAS. So you can't really get paid while you're active duty, because this is you doing an internship while actively serving. Now, some people have questions like, can I do this here? Can I do this there? You do it wherever it's at. So if it's in New York, that's where you're gonna go. Financial worksheet, 100% do this, because if you don't, you might get caught up, and nobody wants that. Now, financial worksheet is gonna allow you to see what your expenses are currently, what your expenses are perhaps in the future, and what are your shortfalls. Because being in the military, there's a lot of things that are real comfortable to us. One, we get paid every 2 weeks, so we know we can cover a lot of different expenses. And two, the shortfalls that will happen, the big drop off and the big additions that you'll have definitely coincide with finances, be it housing expenses, healthcare, dental, and other benefits that we're so used to that we just don't even think about it. So doing this will allow us to see that, one, we are financially prepared, or two, we're not financially prepared. We need to pay down some debt. So do this, a financial worksheet. It's not going to hurt you. It does take time. Dig deep, be honest with yourself, and this will allow you to have a smoother transition, not just a smoother transition, but the landing of being a civilian is going to be a lot smoother from that point till forever. All right, now, next thing you can do for yourself before you get out, LinkedIn. You can get on LinkedIn. What is LinkedIn? There's a link below that I'm attached. A lot of the stuff that I'm talking about, to include Skill Bridge, there's a link below that you can go to see all the DoD approved skill bridges that you can do. But LinkedIn, there's also a site below that you can click on to get a free membership for a whole entire year for your DoD cats. Now, what is LinkedIn? It is, I think, how it sounds. LinkedIn. It's where you can go link up with other people and network. There's nothing smoother than having a handshake, already knowing the person that you're shaking hands with, just because you met on the internet verse. This is one of those occasions in which you can use or leverage your network via social media, which is LinkedIn for individuals who are adults. This is one of those things where you can leverage getting into the door. There's people in there that will help you get into the door. There's people that will speak on your behalf just because they saw what you are capable of. So LinkedIn, great source, free membership below if you are actively serving or just DOD. In conclusion, all right, so there's a lot of things that you got to do. First off, you got to commit to either one, making an exit, staying in, but you can always submit a package for re-enlistment and have 30 days to sign the paper, or you can sign up for extensions, a month or 36 months. It's one of those variation, command approved. And it's also dependent on the needs of your military branch. Many people, I will say this, many people have transitioned into the civilian community and have fumbled every step of the way, but still made it into the end zone. That doesn't have to be you. I mean, you would hope that you would want a smooth transition with very little bumps and bruises. Doing a lot of steps. Look, if there's anything you take from this, do the TRS, do the Transition Readiness Program, and that'll help you smooth out some of those rough seas, or ask questions that you haven't already had answered, and they'll be able to facilitate an environment where one, you get the answer, two, they'll find a person that can get you the answer. The links below. All right, look, links below will help you get to the links, start filling it out. Some of those links might actually require a common access card. And the benefit to the links that are below is, yes, common access card gets you into it smoother, quicker, but you're going to want the ability to get into it without having a common access card, because as soon as you EAS, you're not going to have that ability. All websites that I have currently, because I'm still actively serving, all the websites I'm able to get into, I can get into from my computer at home without having a common access card, because I'm going to get out. In fact, I'm trying to do my skill bridge here on October 3rd. It is still July. Anyways, if I did okay, let me know. If you still have questions, let me know in the comments below. If I did all right, let me know, because sometimes I just need an ego boost. Anyways, deuces.